I'm Josie Chiles, Senior Director of AppExchange Product Marketing. Welcome to App Talks. App Talks is a series of conversations with Salesforce customers about how AppExchange solutions are helping transform their business. Today we're in Paris at the offices of Zenconnect. I'm joined by Zenconnect co-founders Olivier Marnac, Jan Mercier, and Johan Lecrone, CTO and CIO, to learn how OwnBackup is helping the company meet the demands of GDPR and providing peace of mind for its Salesforce data. Olivier, Jan, thank you for joining me here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves and your roles here at Zenconnect?
Sure. Hi, I'm Olivier Marnac, co-founder, and I'm in charge of sales and marketing.
Hi, I'm Jan Mercier, co-founder too, and in charge of technical and operation.
Great. Olivier, can you tell us a little bit about what Zenconnect does?
Sure. So Zenconnect is a managed service provider of network and Wi-Fi infrastructures for B2B, mainly SME and middle market companies. Mm-hmm. So we deal with clients in retail, industries, transportation, and also education. Our specificity is that we provide solutions natively managed from the cloud or cloud-based. Mm-hmm. So we're a very rapid growing company, and as such we want to be a leader in our sector, in our activity, and we really needed best of class solutions to do that.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to Salesforce and how you selected Salesforce?
Yes, definitely. So as Olivier was mentioning, we only implement cloud solution to our customer. Mm-hmm. And also from the very beginning, we started by implementing an information system on the cloud. But back in 2016, we had plenty different information system for each of our departments. It means ticketing was different from the CRM, and there was no direct interconnection. Mm-hmm. So we already at that time had like 20 people in the company. We were fast growing. We had like 200 customers, and having data scattered all over, not interconnected, it can be painful for the people. It means really we need to improve things. And we were looking for definitely a system that could help us in the cloud to unify all our information. And definitely Salesforce was one of the key solutions for us.
So if you're running your whole business on Salesforce, what kind of data are you storing in Salesforce, and how critical is it to your business?
So all data is critical. I think that is the spirit of GDPR. Mm-hmm. And that's a good spirit we want to comply with. But coming back to the question, we are storing almost every information from our customer, which means sites, customer contact, customer name, their business information, how they contact us, when, the ticketing information, how we deliver equipment, we did the installation, what was the results, and definitely also the information, the engineering information from the customers.
So when did you decide that you needed a backup and restore system, and how did you find OwnBackup?
When we started the company, we started with storing the information in the cloud, but from the very beginning we started with a backup. And back in 2016 with our CTO, so we thought about migrating to Salesforce, and that was one of the key points, really from the start. Mm-hmm. Okay, we start testing the services we implement, and if we start migrating all data on Salesforce, we should also get some backup. Mm-hmm. We should be able to restore whatever happens. If someone does a mistake, if we also implement it wrong, okay, sometimes you test in the sandbox and then you end up discovering you corrupt the data in your production. So you need to be able to cover all those aspects. And we started looking definitely for a backup solution. And last but not least, we knew in 2018 we were going to face GDPR with the request from being able to look for data, not only in the production but in the backup as well, and to be able to modify, to extract it. So that was really important to take that into account. Mm-hmm.
So very forward thinking. So even starting in 2016, you knew for 2018 you would need a backup solution.
Yes, and we can say thanks to some of our customers, because we are also working a few with financial services, mm-hmm. and they were the first one to start looking into GDPR. Mm-hmm. They were going to be the most impacted by this regulation. And we were doing services for them, and mm-hmm. we were seeing that they were working actively on that. And also, we at Zenconnect, we think our customers are very important. And the spirit from GDPR is that data from your customer are also equally important. You should take care from them. It's not anymore like it was back in the days, like we collect data, we put it there, and we keep it, and whatever happens later on, well, let's see. GDPR, the idea is that data becomes important, and you should ensure that you keep it well and safe.
So not just about your core business processes, but really how you can support your customers and their growth as well.
Exactly. And they give us their confidence to grow and to support them and to maintain their infrastructure. We should be able to do that. And to do that, we should ensure then that even their data they give to us are safe. And that's really what we want to implement in our company.
Were there any specific features that stood out when you were considering OwnBackup for your backup and recovery systems?
Not only did it have to match with our fundamental requirements, which was to have a fast, efficient, powerful backup solution that would back up on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, would allow us also to look for any piece of data and allow us to recover it. And for this, OwnBackup does perfectly the job. But that was just not only that, wasn't it?
No, not only, definitely. Like, we were very happy to see that it took only a few hours to implement OwnBackup using the existing API from Salesforce, and then starting doing the configuration was really like intuitive. So that was one very good step for the product. And then again, GDPR is at the core of what we want to do in the company, meaning keeping the data is safe and ensuring our customers that we know where we store their data and what we do with them. And with OwnBackup, first, we had encrypted data, which means protected, and we were able to look into it, to find them, to extract, to modify, and keep track of what we had been doing. So we perfectly fit with what GDPR is asking, not only in the production environment, but in our backup as well. This is really important, and this is what we think means complying with a new regulation.
And also archiving is fundamental for us, not just for our own initiative, but also for external requirements such as statutory or regulatory. And OwnBackup have this archiver product, which is definitely a perfect fit for us.
Great. So install in a few hours. It complies with GDPR and does everything that you need to do going forward for scalability.
Yes,
definitely. Sounds like a perfect fit.
Great. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
To dive a little bit deeper into the story, we've invited Johan here to join us. Johan, can you tell us a little bit about your role here at Zenconnect?
Yes, my name is Johan Lecornet. I'm CTO at Zenconnect. My job is manage and implement information system at the company and check this system is okay or not okay for the regulation.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process of implementing OwnBackup?
It's very easy. So I check on AppExchange this application and click for install. Perfect. And open this page on application for click login at Salesforce and enter my credential and it's work.
Wow, so just like that, install from the AppExchange and it just works?
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. What are the different ways that you're using OwnBackup here at Zenconnect?
So we use OwnBackup for save all data on the Salesforce instance because it's very important for us to save every day this old data because we have the data for customer, for technical, etc. And number two, for encrypt and anonymize this data. So it's very important because the GDPR implement this rule to, okay, you save all data, you implement encrypt, you implement anonymize, etc.
I think it's really important what Johan is mentioning because back in 2016 we wanted to implement the GDPR features, and knowing that someone like OwnBackup was already looking into it and digging into how to implement it for the backup, it's really a key point for selecting your partners. we were working at that time with some financial service that were already working on implementing the service. But there are big companies, like we are talking about banks, and we are not the same, okay? But we still want to be innovative and show that we can do it. And we found the right solution with OwnBackup. We can implement GDPR by ensuring encrypted data, saving the data, and having all the features that are requested by GDPR. So if we got a request, just to forget, modify, change, delete, we got it. And more important, we also got the record track of what we have done.
So it sounds like being GDPR compliant and having a solution that could help you with GDPR was part of your initial search when you were looking for a backup solution?
Yes, because we are managing sensitive data from our customer, and we also think GDPR is not only a regulation, it's also a good mindset of how to manage the data. We should not stick only to what the law is asking, but we should explain to all our employees that they should take care now. It's not only a question of getting a fine, like a 4% fine on your turnover. It's also a question of, can your customer trust you if they ask you to deliver a service that they are in good hands? And that's what we want to implement.
And have you had the opportunity or the cause to have to use any of these backups to make sure that you're GDPR compliant? Anyone reach out to you to delete or find information?
Yes, actually we had. So if we remember about GDPR, there are two aspects. One is B2B, and we mention it a lot. We should be able to save the data, etc. But the second one is, okay, it should be from A to Z. It means if we deliver services to our customers and our customers deliver services to consumers, okay, consumer can have a GDPR request, and they can have some request, and we come back to us because all the people in the chain should be impacted and compliant with GDPR. So a few weeks ago, we had the first request, which was actually a request for getting access to the data. And I could feel that our customer, which is a quite big one, was a bit under stress, wondering, am I compliant on all sides? Because it's very short time to implement a regulation. And when he asked to us, and we could deliver the data, and even mentioning that even our backup, we had checked that here is what we have on you, please forward it to your customer, they were really happy.
So it went beyond just being compliant to actually having a positive customer service moment.
Yes, and for me, it's very simple to answer this request because we manage one only database. So we have not need to check the many databases, the many fields, etc. No, we manage only one database and one backup. So it's very easy for me to check all data on this customer.
So a moment that could have been high stress and are we really ready for this was, didn't lose any sleep on that one?
Yes, and at Zenconnect, we're very happy to receive and answer this request. Yeah, this is very fun because we have not need to add stress, to add other check, other system, etc. So yes, because it's very, very simple to answer this one.
You might be the first person to say a GDPR compliance request was fun.
What I would like to say is that since we had this request, the legal department from our customers asked us to meet with them and to exchange because they were a bit impressed about the way we did it, which we did not take print screen from all application, but just extract the data, and they thought, okay, this is where we want to go. Can we meet and just exchange? Okay, so sometimes they like having consultant, but sometimes they like having people that giving the right way to implement how they did it.
That's great. So now you're the experts. So have you had a right to be forgotten request come through yet?
No, I love one. So, so because it's simple to forget all data on my customer. An example, to delete data on Salesforce and go to OwnBackup and enter the name, first name, or email address, and the data is forgot now. So yes, we have not developed the complex script, etc. No, it's very, very easy.
Another first, someone waiting around for a right to be forgotten request. how has your partnership with OwnBackup provided peace of mind for you as executives here at Zenconnect?
Okay, I always mention to my customers they should ensure that they keep their data safe. It means not only for production, but all the data they keep about their customers. And by having OwnBackup, we can do that, and this ensures the peace of mind I needed. Moreover, we are now compliant with GDPR.
Yes, and the data is our business. So yes, it's very important for this company.
Yeah, so you can go on vacation, you
Yeah.
can sleep well at night knowing that not
Yes.
only are you GDPR compliant, but your data is safe. So it sounds like this is a very important part of your overall business process and really how you're running your business here at Zenconnect. But how has the partnership been with OwnBackup?
Okay, at Zenconnect, when we choose solution, we are not only looking for suppliers, but for partners. And the way we work with OwnBackup, and I think Johan can agree, we see them as partners, and they deliver good services. They always improve it, and we definitely want to rely on them to improve it.
It's amazing.
And looking forward, what's next for your partnership with OwnBackup and Salesforce?
Yes, for my part, I would like implement OwnBackup for other integration and other system. Yes, because I need to save other data for other system, example the email, etc. Yes.
So take the powerful thing that you've got going with Salesforce and OwnBackup and extend.
Absolutely.
Extend to some of our other core partners, like obviously you were mentioning email, but we can think about infrastructure or things like that. So, we can
So
talk
lots
about
of
it. Yes.
opportunity
Lots
in store.
of opportunity.
Excellent. On App Talks, we like to wrap up by giving a piece of advice. So can you tell us a little bit about why you always tell your customers to protect their data?
Sure. To answer this question, I would like to take it from the personal angle. Let's imagine you go to some holidays and you have those nice pictures with all your family. You want to keep those pictures safe. So definitely you should think about backing it up. Well, from the corporate point of view, we should do the same. We should ensure always that the critical data, the most important data, are safe and save when you need them, because that's when you are not saving them that you need it the most. Okay, so definitely we thought Salesforce is where we have all our data saved. Our customer rely on them to keep it safe, and OwnBackup was a perfect solution to do that.
Nobody can afford losing any data. And from day one, you should have your data safe and protected. You do it on personal standpoint, you should do it also from the professional angle. And we live in a regulated world with some regulatory contingencies, so you can't afford not being compliant, period. So there's no other option really. And if you're looking at protecting and backupping your data, I suppose people should look for a good solution, and why not do they check OwnBackup?
Great. So always keep your data safe, especially when you're thinking about regulation, and check out OwnBackup and Salesforce for a very comprehensive solution. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me here and for inviting me to Paris and to your offices. I'll be sure to back up all of my pictures from this trip. And thank you for joining us on App Talks.
Pleasure.
Thank you.